the only major rule change. The other rule change is that you only have to win once. If you win your next couple of matches, you're playing for the championship and you don't have to win twice.
Right. I thought this was last year already the rule.
It may have been last year. You're right. You're right.
With the legal moves, I thought that the World Backgammon Federation brought out this as a new standard rule in August.
I think it is the new standard rule. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell the players to get going, and congratulations for yourself getting this far. 220 players, and you're one of the final 5 players. That's pretty darn good for a guy with your intellect.
Thank you, Phil.
Okay,
Thank you.
Let's get a start.
So we see Jorgen on the bottom side with the red checkers. It looks like they're having a brief chat before the game. Everybody chooses his weapon, and here we go.
And away we go. By the way, I should mention the next round is tomorrow at 1300, and then they play again at second round tomorrow evening, and then on Sunday will be the finals. Sunday at 1400. We are going to watch the comments. Roberto, how are you, my friend from South America? Nice to see you.
I think this is also already an old stream. I don't think this is...
No, it's current.
Is this refreshed?
Oh, no, we lost the... I don't think you should be doing this. Okay. Okay, Chris is on top with the white checkers. Jorgen with red. Do not have an XG feed, but Toby's is about as good as XG.
Stop this. So, yeah, this is certainly the idea. Points on your opponent, it's almost always good.
The final is going to be a 17-point match, but they're playing 9-point matches to get up there.
And tomorrow it will be 11-point matches.
Tomorrow's 11? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's a lot of money riding on each round. The further you go, there's bonus money, and you're already in the money.
The bonus was only for the undefeated bracket. The defeated bracket has no bonuses, but still, like every round, you double up your money.
Uh-huh. And since I'm your roommate, if you win the tournament, I get a free dinner?
Of course, you get a free dinner.
All right. Because the food here is included.
You get a free
cube.
dinner elsewhere.
Look at this cube. Okay. I know it's a cube because I'm not sure it's a take. What do you think?
I wasn't paying fully attention. If this used to be a double 6 position with a point, it looks a little bit too early to, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, what are your knockout rolls? I mean, the doubles are really good, but other than doubles, it's like 3-1. So this is not that many.
And he grabbed it. You're right.
Yeah. Jorgen is not really under threat with the back checkers, and he's holding him from his bar point, and he has a stronger board.
So easy take, huh?
The take is very easy. Yeah?
So 4-1, do you hit twice or do you come down?
No, the target is to make the 5 prime, yeah? To trap him behind the 5 prime. And maybe the choice was right. Maybe it were too many shots to leave the 9 slotted, and but now it's difficult. He doesn't have a great distribution, and I don't know how happy he is having the cube sent already.
Well, every cube makes somebody happy. And every roll makes somebody happy.
I don't know about that. But it's also, you get into a rhythm when you play such a long tournament. I mean, both players have, from now on, I think they played 8 matches so far. Yeah? These are a lot of matches. And sometimes you get into a certain rhythm, you know. you see positions, you see results, what results out of these positions, and you're not like when you're in full training and sitting at home and being scientific over the game. It's like in the grind of a tournament, your perception can change about positions. And it might be that he thought it was just right, and I think it was a little bit early. So 5-3. He could also hit with a point and keep 5-4. Right. He could also hit with a point and keep the anchor, keep the bar point. Yeah. I mean, hitting loose brings builders, hits the outfield point, but also there are many reshots, and he's outboarded by Jorgen.
Well, he got away with it.
Yeah. Now it looks like a fantastic move.
And it looks like a great double.
Exactly. See?
Really, a lot of numbers make the 5 point here.
Yeah, really bad rolls, for example, would be like 6-6. 6-4 is pretty bad. No, not horrible. 6-3 is
it works nicely.
Nicely, right. I mean, now he just has to fill up these points. And now it's much easier than it used to be before.
So it was a very aggressive double.
I think so too. I think not only aggressive, I think it was a little bit too early. But it worked out well. I mean, he took a huge risk, and now he gets rewarded. One thing maybe in his mind, in these semi-short matches, like 7 or 9 points, it is you don't want to start too conservative. It's not like in a 5-point match, you can double a little bit later when it's not very diminishing, but in a 7 or 9-point match, you don't want to double really late.
Okay, now these two players are both very well known. There's no surprises how they play. I think you would have to say that Jorgen is favored, but in a 9-point match, maybe 3% or 4% favored. I don't think that Chris was actually changing his game and gambling more because he's playing the great Jorgen Granstedt.
No, that I don't think so either.
Okay.
You're right. No, I'm talking about the general aspects of a 9-point match.
I see. Okay.
So, hitting. He has still potential to counter prime. If he hit the checker also, he could advance his anchor. So these are the pros for hitting.
I'll tell you the negative. He might get gammon more.
Oh, right, right. And this is how to look at a position. It's always a weighing process. So
he didn't think the risk was worth the reward was worth the risk.
I might have decided differently, but I have a lot of respect for Jorgen, and it was certainly a very tough decision.
This is not a good roll. This is one roll you don't want to have coming in, stacking and
you don't clear beautiful, but you clear without leaving a shot. Just your distribution looks a little bit fucked up.
Watch the language.
Sorry.
It's a Cyprus term.
Yeah.
This is pretty ugly. This is what we mean about the bad distribution.
Cyprus is, by the way, wonderful. We have 29 degrees Celsius over the day. We have 25 degrees in the sea. You can swim in the sea. It's nice, clear water. And
I play tennis every morning at 9:30. A nice group of a really good tennis game because it's so beautiful here. I live in Florida, and this is even better weather for tennis because it's not quite as hot.
And a little bit less humid either.
Right? Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay.
6-2, the clearing was done well.
Yeah, it looked ugly for a minute there.
Yeah, right. 5-5, 1-5, that was a sequence. But now it's what to say about this position.
For those of you who joined late, and I see in the questions, it is Tobias Hellwig that's doing the talking here and joining me on this commentary.
That's right. And now what is the question here? He is looking at the double aces. Should he clear the 5 point or should he aggressively bear off? Aggressively bear off brings a little bit more gammons. There aren't many anyhow. But
When in
That's
doubt,
his-
take him out.
that's his choice, right?
When in doubt, take him out.
I mean, basically, most of you heard the term play pure. And a bear off is about bearing off.
Uh-oh, didn't turn out to be so pure.
Yeah.
A 3 here could swing the entire match.
So this is the downside. While there haven't been many gammons on the game anyhow, he increased the chances of leaving
He
a
got
shot.
it.
Wow, and now Jorgen turns the game. He is a big favorite now, yeah, because of the ugly distribution. Even though Chris had 5 checkers off, with the open 1 and 2 point and the overstack on the 3 and 4, it's not a take anymore.
And that play might have been wrong. Now, in hindsight, it was obviously wrong, but I don't mean that for that. At the time, Toby was questioning it, and I think you should. There are very few gammons. The question is it safer to clear the back point, or was it safer to take more checkers off? It's a trade-off. And the worst happened to him. That's a big swing in a 9-point match to go one player wins 2 and the other player gets the 2. That's a 4-point swing in a 9-point match. Equity-wise, that's huge.
Absolutely. The gammon price is only 50%, so maybe should have played a little bit more conservative. Little gammons and only 50% gammon price and risking some wins. I'd also have to say 6-5 was the only bad number now. Yeah, it was not like he had a bunch of them. He had only 5-6 and 6-5.
And then he has to get hit also.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a pretty bad sequence for Chris.
Yeah, both anchored. Jorgen is up in the race. You can see it clearly when you just look at the positions. He was up 6 pips, now he's down 3. A very good way of counting is just look at the positions or what's the difference over on the board. This method is called mental shifting. You just count the checkers. You need to assemble that the position would be identically on both sides.
Yeah, 99% of the time you don't need to know the exact count, you just need to know the difference. And then if the difference appears to be large enough and there might be a cube involved, then you still only have to count one side if you know the difference.
Yeah.
And,
That
and
is
by the way, once you count the difference, if you know you're down by 7, it's real easy to keep a running count after that.
And this is what most players do, by the way, and it's an energy-preserving way of being on track of things. Also, it keeps your mind busy, because sometimes your opponent plays a little bit slow or has harder decisions, and this way, keeping numbers in your mind keeps you a little bit busy. Slotting would be the natural play.
And naturally, he played it.
Yeah. This is technical stuff, and of course, on this level, you won't see any misses here on these technical things.
And the 2-point looks like the natural play, and it is.
Absolutely.
This is what I call the midpoint standoff.
Yeah.
And it is a standoff until somebody leaves a shot or gets lucky and rolls doubles.
Yeah. So now it's again easy to count. Right now it would be 3 pips up for Jorgen. Just put the guy from the 2 back to the 5. Yeah. And additional 7 pips more. So he is 10 up after the roll.
Well, I use a very similar method that I helped develop with Bob Urquhart called colorless counting. There's 15 checkers on each side, so you just ignore the colors of the checkers and compare the 2 sides. It doesn't matter what color the checkers are.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some help after we developed this from Art Benjamin, and Kit Woolsey came up with the 15 checker idea also. But it just doesn't matter what colors. And the reason I know there's 15 on each side without counting is I see 4 whites on one side and 4 reds on the other, so it must be 15 and 15. And if it was 16-14, I could just mentally shift one checker and still do colorless counting. To me, that's the fastest way.
Yeah, whatever method works for you
Yeah.
is a great method.
I have 2 videos on my YouTube channel, Symbor YouTube channel, on counting that will help you quite a bit. Make it very easy for you to do this faster. You know, one of the fastest I've ever seen at counting, though, is Jorgen Granstedt. When he was sitting next to me in the last match doing the commentary, he came up with a pip count in like 2 seconds. It was amazing.
Maybe he pre-counted. Yeah, a couple
Oh, he
of really
cheated.
fast, maybe a couple of really fast counters.
Oh, yeah.
Karen Davis, by the way, she used to be a very, very fast
She still is.
pip counter.
Yeah, I play with Karen all the time. Karen is one of the fastest. Art Benjamin's one of the fastest.
Steve Sachs is very
Steve
fast.
Sass is very fast.
Ralph Jonas. Yeah.
And my close friend Jason Briggs is incredibly fast at counting pips.
So now there's another double two, and this time for Jorgen. Yeah. So Jorgen is the side who is up, so probably he wants to cut a little bit of the contact. At least he used to be the side who's
Well,
up.
you can see right now it's very
It's still
close.
the same,
It's
yeah.
very close.
Yeah.
He's
2
got
pips
the
up.
slight edge.
He's 2 pips up.
Yeah, a couple of pips.
2 pips up, and after roll 10, so has a weaker board, so he certainly looks less for contact than Chris. So one of the ideas is cutting contact. Usually when you run, now the fishy thing is there are 2 contact points on both sides. Yeah. Usually when you run, you just run from behind. Yeah. But since there's all the threads are on they're both 6 away. Yeah. So you just can't. You're not getting rid of the danger by moving only one side. Yeah.
But the distribution is a big factor here. The fact that Chris's checkers are so stripped, if he rolls a 6 on the next roll, he's leaving shots first. So I like this. I like playing
And that's
pure.
Jürgen's idea, right? He's
wants to get the
preparing his
shot.
board,
Right.
yeah, and just turns around the pressure. But he will also look at the alternative and going 18-16-2 and probably 13-11.
My play is to make my inner board, take the blot off the 6 point, and bring 2 from 13-11. That maximizes my chances of getting the shot.
So, yeah. I can see this. He is up, and this is the most clearing play.
And he keeps them connected too, connectivity.
Yes. It's a very good concept. Thank you for mentioning.
Clear the 6.
Absolutely. He
What else
can't
is
leave
there?
a shot, and
Yeah.
he has to maintain the strength of his board. So 4-2 is the only move is like this.
Oh, this worked out
Clearing
good for
your 6.
Jorgen. Didn't leave a shot.
So now he has red has a blind spot on his own bar point. So white can move from there if he gets lucky. This is not a lucky number. He has to destroy his board further. Now Jürgen is not only up in the race, but also has more control and a stronger board.
But he's more likely to have a shot right now with a 6.
And there is, and this is the worst,
it's
by
a
the
horrible.
way.
Well, it dupes the 3s.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it's the 3-4. It dupes the 3-4.
6-3, 6-3.
Yeah, but leaving
Just-
that shot,
There's nothing duplicated. It's a 4 and a 3.
the 3-4 are duplicated. all the 3s and 4s. Used to say he hits with 3s, 4s, and 6s, but they're all duplicated.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
You
at
can
least.
tell I'm German. I have less humor when it comes to
No,
facts. but it's-
you're not a typical German. I know. That's why you're my roommate. That's why you're my friend, because you have a great sense of humor.
Thank you, Phil.
Okay. Later on, I'll tell them how I woke you up.
So back to the game. Let's get serious again. Look at this.
That was tempting to double there, by
It
the
was
way.
tempting to double, but this is actually red can easily win after getting hit.
Right.
Yeah, but white also can get often leave shots, and we still white man on the bar point, and now having a shot. If he hits a three, they're real gammons for.
And here's the reason why it wasn't a double, because when you miss, you're
Yes.
going to get recubed
Yeah.
to 4 probably. And what about this take? He dropped quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're down in the race and you can get hit, that's 2 good reasons to pass and 1 good reason to double.
And that's a very important point for Jorgen. Puts him in an away even away score.
The away score, meaning how many points you need to win the match. He has 3 points, but he's 6 away from winning the match. That's the number that really counts in backgammon. Doesn't matter how many points you've got, it's how many you need.
Right. Always look at the target. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think I'd like to change the scoreboard to show the away score myself.
This is what McGrill always did. Yeah, McGrill, when scoreboards weren't popular in the past days, so he was always writing away scores. Behind
do
every
too.
number he was writing down, there was an A for away. Yeah.
I think I've done the same thing, and I learned it from McGrill. And by the way, Toby and I were both good friends with McGrill, and we both miss him. And we talked about falafel. And this tournament is honoring a couple of other people who have passed away, Imo Mortak and Jan Russo.
Also Gerard de Roos, who is really missed. Yeah, he's was a fantastic character from Switzerland. He was, by the way, he was a close friend of Ian Rousseau, and Ian Rousseau, the former world champion, died at a former Cyprus tournament,
Yeah, he got
just
hit by a
walking
car,
out.
yeah.
Exactly, and Gerard de Roos was the one who had identified him and had to spend like half the night at a police boot in North Cyprus.
Oy, terrible. Okay, we got some cube action here, and this is a very awkward position. That 2-point making the 2-point made by Chris is really what makes his board look so bad.
So basically, he crunched. He lost the outfield. The control of the outfield is the strength of the red position, but he has nothing directly. It's like double 2. That's like a miracle roll.
Yeah, how do you play it though?
Well, you make the 9-point.
Okay.
Yeah, the strength is the prime. The strength is the prime. Yeah.
And by the way, the score I think adds to the reason that Chris took this cube.
And this is like the worst. Like double 2 was one of the best. 6-5 is like one of the worst.
Yeah.
No, I think actually it was a pretty easy take, but just the sequence was like horrible for Chris. Yeah. And I wonder, but this you see often also in matches. First, Chris got aggressive with the cube, and now it's Jorgen who's aggressive with the cube. Like they're using each other perception about what to do in the game. Yeah. Double was mini too good.
Wow.
Really,
Wow.
really.
So it was
Even with the lead in the match and everything,
which means there had to be a
active and-
huge pass too, by the way.
I'm surprised.
Me too. I wasn't sure it was a take, but it never occurred to me it might be too good.
Yeah.
Make sure you got the right colored checkers on the right side. I do that all the time with XG. I can see the most amazing result, and I realize I put the red checkers on the white side, the white checkers on the red side.
Yeah. You're talking to the gentleman who sets up the positions, right?
Right, yeah.
Good advice.
I won a big bet that way until somebody pointed out that they were going the other way.
Yeah. You can notice this often when you get really fancy pip counts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when it's like 200 or something.
Yeah, pip count was 340.
Yeah.
This is a good roll for Jorgen.
Yeah.
Making that anchor stops any.
Well, more or less all the rolls have been good for for him so
I
far.
think I play 7-6. Yeah.
Yes, and
get
Jorgen
another
does the
good
same.
builder. I'm not afraid of getting hit so much.
Well, you could pick it. Actually, you could pick it up because you have so many. You just want to avoid the little turning sequences like 3-6, 2-6. They don't really matter, but they matter if they hit. Yeah. But now, of course, he's way better off.
Yeah.
Now, of course,
6-1, 6-2,
Yeah.
2-1.
He
Yeah,
completed the prime.
another roll
I mean,
at.
very, very smooth. Yeah. And by the way, if he wins a BG here, the match is over.
Who thinks about BG here?
Well, if you have the score targeted scene, you know, and you know you're 6 away, you always think about a BG.
You
but
do? It
of
never,
course,
never enters my mind.
yeah, it's not. Of course, it's not very likely. But if he could close out the 3 back checkers, this could happen in some sequences. Like if he sets up a trap, let them out, you know, close out 3 checkers, could be 7% of backgammon. Yeah.
Really? I always thought you were a greedy person, but now I'm convinced.
No, I am not greedy, but you have to realize the options and abilities. Of course, I'm not playing for a BG, but it's always back there in your mind, you know? It's always back there in your mind.
No, it's not. It's never in my mind. It's always back there in your mind. Maybe it should be. Maybe it should be.
Yeah. But
right now, I'd be thinking about dinner.
Gammons do a pretty good job also, yeah? So if he is not hitting, he has to set up a trap sooner or later and opening probably the 8 point to leave him out with 6s and without an anchor then. Yeah, controlling still the outfield.
Jorgen would like to hit and he'd like to slot and he can't do either.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th checker there would have been a very big addition to your backgammons and your gammons.
Maybe it could be like the 9 point. Would it give him a good distribution to clear the 9 point? He doesn't really need the 6 prime in this situation.
Wow, you and Jorgen saw that. How many people in the world would break the prime?
I think quite some.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not that unique.
I'm not one of them.
I'm not that unique.
I wouldn't have thought of it. I would have played the checker around.
And now this is very right. The ace for sure, and maybe even the 5.
You think making the 3, giving him a 6 to come out?
Exactly.
Usually, it would have been what they call a trap play. He would have been forced off with a 6, and that gives you a lot more gammons. And now you got me thinking BGs. You converted me. I tried to make you a Pastafarian.
The first of you made me a Pastafarian.
I tried to make you a Pastafarian. You tried to make me a vegetarian, and now you're making me a BG thinker. BG standing for
failed, you
backgammon.
succeeded, yeah.
Oh my God.
One thing here, of course, the realistic target and what he's really looking for is to win a gammon. Yeah. Since it's very hard to turn cubes as a leader, you want to make as much out of the game as possible. Yeah. He's not risking much. I for sure would open the 8 now to leave him out with 6s. Without an anchor, with 3 blots, that's what I want to see in this position.
3 points, you mean? Yeah.
No, 3 blots. If he would leave with a 6
he would
from
have
his
3
anchor,
blots.
he would have 3 blots around. And
so you're ready to trap.
I'm ready to trap, yeah. And this is the thought process of Jorgen. He's just measuring, is now the right point? Will I do it later? Is there a better point? Yeah. How do I do it? Yeah.
Usually when you don't trap it so your opponent will crash his board more, and that's not likely to happen here. I'm with you, Toby.
Yes, it's already super crashed.
And Jorgen agrees.
Yeah.
He's doing the trap play.
Yeah.
He's hoping. Now, of course, you're risking double 6, but that's 1 out of 36.
Yeah, there are 3 good 6s, but there are 8 really bad ones.
Yeah.
Oh, the ace.
Now a 6 doesn't cost him the point. That was a great roll for
What
Chris.
Jorgen really wanted is now to bring the man on the 15 to the 14. He couldn't do that with double 4s, and he just clears and brings them in. Now it's a question of pace. Yeah, bearing off fast would do the job also. So get them quickly in and get them quickly off.
But gammons just went down significantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's very likely to get out and get off the gammon here.
But I would say they're still like 15%. He has to bring 3 checkers around. His board is crunched. Bear off aggressive.
Notice he left 5 checkers on the 6 point. Lots of people are afraid to do that. And he probably wouldn't have done that if Chris had a good board on the other side. And that's lesson 101 in bearing off. Look at the other side of the board too.
Exactly. Backgammon is a game of dynamics. There's no stir or stiff rules. It's always adjusted to the situation. Yeah. You have to read the situation right, and then the play results out of it. That's a smooth way.
And he's still playing aggressively. He could have played a little safer, but
No, I don't think it would actually be safer playing like 6-1, you say. Yeah.
sometimes playing safe is dangerous.
Sometimes playing safe is dangerous.
Well, here we go.
Pair off aggressively.
Here we go.
The 4, I think Chris would like to have the 4, but he's still in danger because of all these blots.
He would love to have a 4. Come on.
Yeah. He's also happy to have a 6.
Yeah.
But out of these 6s, this was one of the bad 6s. And bear a checker off. Play it safe and bear it off.
When in doubt, take him out.
Exactly. Like we pointed out before.
And here's why.
Same concepts apply.
If you leave a shot and you get hit, you're more likely to win when you have more checkers off. And if you don't leave a shot and get hit, you're more likely to win a gammon if you take more checkers off. So unless it's really, really awkward, even if it's a little bit worse in terms of leaving shots, it's often right to just take the checker off. Not now, of course.
And again, if I can repeat myself, the famous quote, play the position, and the position is a bear off. So bearing off makes all the sense. Yeah. Positional play.
So when you're bearing off, your goal is to bear off? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, you have to understand, Phil, he's sitting here in this small room for like 10 hours a day. So here's the...
Well, I was goofy to start
you
with.
have to amuse yourself a little bit, right?
I was goofy before I came in this room. And I've spent all this time in this room with my friend Mate. If anything's going to make you goofy, it's going to be Mate, my other great friend. I'm here with two of my best friends in the world right here. I couldn't be happier with Toby and Mate here.
While watching backgammon, how good is that?
While watching, getting paid to do it. I never lost money doing commentary. Well, that's not true. When I did commentary with Falafel, I used to have these side bets. He used to kill me. He give me 4-1 odds. I bet you that's wrong, Phil. Next thing I know, I'm broke. All right, 5-0 is a commanding lead.
Good save from Chris. He saved the gammon. He had really not many chances to win the game.
He took a cube that was too good, according to whoever put that in. Wow.
Yeah, according.
And I appreciate you putting it in and letting us know. That's great.
Hi.
It's such a goofy position. Who knows? It could easily be right.
And I see we get a lot of smiles here. So this is the right response. It's not the hit on the ace. It's like doubling the force, going forward with the position. But when you're doubling force, sometimes it provocates the opponent to roll a double. It happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was that word? Provocates?
Yeah, it provocates. So the duplication provocates a double. It's a provocation. It's a double provocation.
It's a provocation. Okay.
Provocation.
I
Provocation.
got you.
Okay.
It's an inducement. It's
an inducement.
It's an incitement. I hear you now. Good word. I try to keep it down to 2 syllables mostly, Toby, because most of our audience doesn't go beyond 2 syllables. No, I'm being insulting now.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
You have to watch who you are. You can insult me, but don't insult the watchers.
Yeah, right.
So at least Chris got a roll here, and yes, a little bit of counterplay now.
I think you got a high anchor here. No. Oh, yeah, I see. Yes.
Jorgen rolling lights off so far. He has no time to waste. He wants to get quick over with this.
I like this high anchor thing.
high anchor. Yeah.
Yeah. They call it high anchor because you say hello when a guy makes an anchor up there. Say hi, anchor.
High anchor.
3-1.
So the ace is pretty clear. Yeah.
And do you step up with the 3?
Diversify.
I would. I would.
Yeah, because the
he
3
doesn't.
on the 6 has some duty.
Uh-huh.
The 3 on the bar, the 3 on the midpoint has also some duty. Of course, this gives him. It's not always so easy to say when you're not on the connected to the dice. If you're looking at the position, sometimes it requires more time. Let's pay attention to the dynamics now.
This is a play I'm sure of. I'm sure I don't know what to do.
I'm sure I don't know.
I really am sure I don't know what to do here. I know I'm not making the bar.
So he actually doesn't like to play with 3 blots. It's not like, it's just when one blot gets hit, there are still others around. This is why it could be like just 10-6. Yeah, just to get rid of one problem. He's flexible enough. Yeah. And it could really fire back, for example, if he hits with a 6 or a 7 to have all the other blots around.
Well, you called it. That's Jorgen's play, it looks like.
He's had it at least up because he has the same train of thoughts. And
Going up to the opponent, going up to the 20 point or anchoring on the other side are both possible plays. And he's looking at that as well. This is not an easy play. As I said, I'm absolutely certain I don't know what to do here. I can't wait to see what Jorgen does. What is your play?
so this is like, this is a lot of hitting numbers. 6 and 3 is 28. Plus there's also double 4. And he hit the, wow, he gets hit very often. So, but he has a better structure, of course. 2-5 is one of the worst shots. Yeah, well, he preferred to hit, but now he's going out from the 23 to the 18 and makes the 11. Yeah, there's really no alternative. Chris is looking. He doesn't want to. I mean, he's already in a bad situation in the match, so he doesn't want to overlook anything. This is why he hesitated. But there were just no alternatives.
I have watched and done commentary on Chris a lot in Monte Carlo and here. He's very methodical. He doesn't jerk around and quickly make moves.
Yeah.
Unless they're so obvious.
Yes, like for example, I think Jorgen has something we would call feeling for the play. And I think Chris is more analytical. He has to work up his way there. Yeah.
That's very good. I think you summed up these two players perfectly. From my knowledge of both of them, I see that too. And by the way, there are players that approach this game completely mathematical, like a John O'Hagan or Art Benjamin.
And something happened here in the position. This is exactly what he was afraid of when he was thinking about the 10-6 move and didn't do it. Now he has 3 blots around and is on the roof. Yeah.
And he's going to pass at this score.
I agree with you. He doesn't like gammon swings here. He doesn't like gammon swings. Chris is favorite to shoot the other guy, and then one time he will enter with the 5. He got hit, and if he doesn't hit back immediately, he's in serious game. Oh, he takes it.
Wow.
Wow. With this score.
Wow.
With this score, I can understand that this can be a taken at some scores or in money game, but at this score, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, 90% of players who are ahead play too conservatively, and the other 10% overcompensate.
And now the tricky question is, how many blots do you leave to work for your? Of course he hits, but does he hit with a 3 and breaks his 8 point, or does he hit with a 1 and continues to the bar?
Well, which one gets you the most builders? I think
The most builders gets you, of course, the
bar.
blotty play, 8-7 and 13-10. But it has also merits to keep some of the position.
Uh-huh.
And he took a third decision. why I would like better to have the man on the bar point than on the 10 is like you slotted already a point. Also, you see the deep points, which can be essential.
This is going to be a double switch.
That's a double switch for sure. Yeah.
Do you switch to the ace point or do you switch 5 and 2?
First, you do what's mandatory. This is 3 to 2 twice,
Yeah.
and now you rest and think about the others. Yeah. And since you have most builder on the 5 point, and this is a blitzing position, he might be right to do what he did.
I like this play.
Yeah, me too.
You have,
Me
you have
too.
four checkers shooting at the 5 point, and the other play would be far fewer at the open points.
And he makes a point.
And he is handsomely rewarded. You and I would have passed this cube at this score,
And he has the anchor, and it doesn't look like a pass at all because he anchored again. This gives him a lot of safety.
have you ever, in all the years that you've seen and know him, have you ever seen Jorgen upset?
Yes, I've seen
Oh,
him.
you have?
Yeah, but of course not like yelling and creating a big fuss. But I can tell you, he was in the final of a big tournament in Paris, and he played against a former world champion. I don't want to mention his name because he was completely drunk and wasted. Yeah. And I think his opponent played like high digits,
High PR?
very high PR, and
And beat him.
he beat him in a position like he had to roll like in a pair of 2 giant sets, and Jorgen needed a 2-1, and it's like a 40,000 to 1 sequence to win the match, and his opponent did, and I was roommates with Jorgen, so I know he was really he was really
Well, that would
upset.
upset anybody.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
The reason I brought it up is I've always found him to be the most congenial, even-tempered, nice, friendly guy I've ever known.
Yeah, but there's ultimate truth in this game, and it was told by François Tardieu, by the way, who wrote a fantastic book. Yeah, it's out now.
I just bought it from Carol Cole because you
Yeah.
told me to.
Yeah, good pick.
I just ordered it.
Good pick. Everybody should buy it. It changed your backgammon. Yeah. To me, it's like the best book in the past 20 years. Okay, I don't want to say this, but one of the best of the past 20 years. And he said, we had a discussion in Vegas, and some guy was saying, I want to stop backgammon because it doesn't produce anything. And François, who is a very calm guy and usually doesn't say too much, looked at this guy and said, very strict and clear out, it produces emotions. And emotions are the essence of life. Everybody feels these emotions.
Wow.
So,
And Tardieu is known as to be a mathematician and a scientist talking about emotions.
yeah.
That's really cool. Thank you for
Finally-
that story. That's a great story.
Finally, why would we play if it wouldn't touch us,
I never thought of it in those terms. I just thought I loved the game because it makes other people unhappy.
That's also an emotion.
That's an emotion, yeah.
That's also an emotion. Yeah. So back to the game.
Yeah.
This is a serious match. It's about a lot of money and the chance for the trophy. So
And the chance to play you.
right.
Even more. You may be meeting one of these guys soon.
Yes, soon. Not in the next match, but the match after, in the final of the defeated bracket.
The fighter's bracket.
Yeah. 6-1, get this straggler home. Yeah.
Well, the good news for Jorgen, it was going very, very bad with the blitz, but the anchor is going to reduce the gammon losses by quite a bit. And at this point, he was really getting slaughtered after taking this cube with the 1-1 double switch, and the anchor is just a very welcome thing for Jorgen. Losing 2 points here is not too bad. Losing 4 would really hurt.
And now the decision is, he still has a position where he can win from.
Yeah.
But to win, he needs shots. So the question is, does he get more shots by going out, or by staying back?
There's another
And
reason
how
to
many
go out.
gammons is he risking by going out? Because once he's on the roof and he stays, there's extra gammons. 5-4 was a very badly
But
missed.
you also go out to preserve your board and to preserve your timing if you do get hit. If you didn't go out, you start crashing.
He had 30 hitting numbers and he missed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
this worked out beautifully.
By the way, at this score, one reason that Jorgen might be right about the take is losing 2 points instead of 1 means very little. It's about 6 or 5% equity loss. As long as you don't get gammon, I guess he felt he was going to be able to anchor. And not, if you don't get gammon too much, it really doesn't hurt to take at these scores.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But we probably both would have passed because
Oh.
of the gammon danger.
No,
Yeah.
no way I was taking that key.
But because of the gammon danger, right?
Yeah, because that's exactly why. I wasn't sure you could anchor.
Martin Howell presents us here a number. He said at 5-0, or the cube we are talking, it was a small take. Yeah. But talking about small takes, they can always turn in a rollout into a small, or sometimes even into a clear pass. But
It's rolling out to be about 100 pass. You're right.
no, here he said. Okay, Simon is rolling out to a pass, and Martin said it was a small take. Okay, yeah.
So is one of you using jellyfish and the other one using XG? I mean,
Yeah, but the best way, of course, for the
roll
is
it out.
to go with the concepts, understand the concepts, and see what's happening. I mean, the game itself is entertaining. It's not all science.
If you want to understand a position, don't roll it out, play it out. That's how you really understand a position.
Very, very good advice. This is how we used to do it in the old days. There have been a lot of props around. We propped every position. Yeah.
I still do it that way. I still play it out. Lots of times I have XG, play XG, and I just watch. And I learn a lot about the checker plays too. By the way, we're talking about Extreme Gammon is the software that is the god of backgammon now and tells us what's right and wrong. It's not perfect, but it's better than any human. If you don't have it and you're serious about learning the game, www.extremegammon.com, and tell them that you heard about it from Phil. There's a drop-down screen.
Yeah.
I get rich when you do that.
I agree fully that this is the best tool, but it's still a tool and not God. Because there are many factors, and have to know how to use it. And basically, this sport is played human against human. Yeah,
Well, that's a good point. Extreme Gammon tells you what, not why.
exactly. Yeah, and also predicts always that your opponent does a perfect move afterwards. Yeah, or the perfect cube action afterwards. Yeah, and all this is not given. This is not factored in the analysis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Extreme Gammon has never won a big tournament. And playing against human beings is not the same as playing against the computer.
So here's another interesting decision.
I don't see the...
He is shy to do it because he saw what Jorgen did on all the other games, but it's only 4 shots and you have to clear this point. And this time he doesn't get hit. Yeah, keep your prime. I agree with you, Jorgen. First he thought he had to switch, but then he noticed he didn't. Keep the board strong. Yeah. No matter if it looks ugly, just bring it in. When it's safe, it's not ugly, by the way. Whatever is safe, yeah. Whatever. When you're on the winning side and you can play safe, it's not so ugly. Yeah.
So ugly distribution is ugly, but leaving a shot is even uglier, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
It's not the
basically,
smoothest-
the 2 was clear. He could have done the 2 before and then thought about the 3, talking about methodical
Right.
moving, but
I always do the part that's forced or automatic first, and then look around. Like, there's only one 5, you're gonna, well, no, there's 2 5s. That's right.
I actually
You can
like the
clear.
clearing play. I like the clearing play because it puts a man off, yeah, and it looks awkward the other way, also. Yeah.
Not only that, when you clear, I can't think of anything that leaves a shot except for double 6 and double
Oh,
5.
the fours. A lot of
Fours.
things with 4, yeah.
Oh, 4s.
4-1 and 4s don't leave a shot, but 4-5, 4-6, 4-3, 4-2 doesn't either.
It's
Yeah.
the run. There's
Yeah.
no shots when your opponent runs, too.
And here he is also happy that he bet another check off because now Jorgen is in the race too, and every checker counts. Horrible, horrible, horrible. 5-2 is like the worst.
Thanks for pointing it out.
Yeah.
We were comparing 2 different cubes when we were looking at those 2 different numbers.
Okay, now I'm getting it.
But when I look at the facts, I usually pick the fact that helps my argument the best.
So sure you do.
Did you know that 42.5% of all statistics are made up?
Yeah, well, there's a saying in Germany: only believe the statistics you falsified yourself.
Oh, I love it. I have a favorite statistic. You know, I live in the Miami area. The statistics have proven that the average person in Miami is born Latino and dies Jewish.
Because of the demographic aspects, right?
right.
Yeah.
But that's how you that's how statistics
Yeah, work, yeah.
work. All right.
So, new score is 7 away, 4 away. So we're in a 7-point match now because both are the trailers in a 7 away score and Jorgen is 4 away. Yeah.
And by the way, being 4 away is a really good score to be at because a cube and a gammon wins the match. So you really love being 4 away. It's not really efficient if you're 3 or 5 away for the gammon factor. And the gammon factor, even if you don't get the gammon, is still a huge factor because it affects how people cube and play. The threat of it is just the threat of the gammon is a big part of what's going on in the game, even if it never happens.
Absolutely. So that means even as a trailer, Chris can't take some cubes because it gammon danger would be at this score.
Right.
The gammon price is too high and it would be too much. Yeah, now he's down in the race and sees less of. He doesn't like it, but also he doesn't want to expose another blot. Yeah.
When you're down in the race, I wouldn't be as afraid to expose another blot. Just the opposite to me.
Right, but he also doesn't want to get in a position where he loses too many gammons. Yeah.
I don't know.
But maybe it could be just out to the outfield, bring it to the 15. This way you have a little bit of a distribution.
I have a whole different approach. Down in the race, I would have taken a little bit more chance of leaving a shot.
Yeah.
Getting a 4th checker back might give me one of my favorite back games.
But you can end up in a position with 4 checkers back where you don't take a cube. So you have to consider this. He likes to take if a regular cube if he's not losing a gammon at the score. Yeah. So he's counting the pips.
And the shots.
Right, reducing the shots.
9 hits more than a 10, but a 2 hits less than a 3. And he got hit anyway.
Yeah. Hit back.
All the 6s work for Jorgen now by hitting. For 3.
So Jorgen's plan is to establish an infield point. That's Jorgen's plan. His advantage is he can make the best infield point because his opponent has no 5-point anchor. He has a 5-point anchor. He would control the whole board if he makes a high point now. The 5, the 4, or even the bar point.
And a lot of numbers do that, including this one.
This is a 4-point, I guess. Ah, he's bringing the check out. He looks at this move. He looks at this move, and he does it. So they were hitting sequences, and now he turned another game, it looks like. He's like a favorite in the position.
Do you come out with the 6? I do. You want to? Lots of people are afraid to make that play, but you want to challenge them.
No, yes, it's called action play. You want to go out. First, I was thinking about the 2, but then you just don't have a 6. Yeah, you could also split the small split, like
Yeah.
24, 22.
But the 6 is just burying a checker where
too
you don't want
awkward.
it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Your old friend Paul McGrill said he listens to the checkers and they tell you where they want to be. And I think you told me that Paul actually heard the checkers too.
How this game, see how quick this game developed.
Wow.
Yeah, and now this is what we are talking. Like Jorgen can basically lose a gammon. He has his high anchor, so even when somehow he gets the 4 cube, the re-cube, yeah, it's just perfectly efficient for him. And in this position, looks like it's always be a take.
I bet you a lot of people don't double this because they're leading. They're afraid to give the cube.
And it would be a big mistake. I think this is a great double.
Yeah.
This is a great double, and
He can leave a shot now because of
not even so sure if I would take this as white. Yeah. Because the 6 point is being 3 away is not so much more profit instead of being 4 away.
So
and there are many
let him have the
gammons
1 point is what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, Chris did not agree. He grabbed it pretty
Otherwise,
quickly.
Yeah.
Fairly quickly.
Yeah, and
He's got game here. This is a big roll for both of them. And
wow.
a very good roll for Jorgen, making the
Yeah.
bar.
Absolutely,
The
yeah.
hitting.
And now stepping right, exactly. This is a good point to make, but it also gives reach in the next best infield point. Yeah, so this is perfect. Oh, now he's shooting at another blot, can prime from the outside. Yeah, the 2 is mandatory, and then 13-8. Yeah, it's only a 5 away of having a 6 prime. Very good technical move. 1-6, another blot. Yeah, no covers.
Very bad roll.
A very poor rolling.
Yeah,
Sorry, Chris.
He might be better off dancing than doing this.
Yeah, well, I think he's.
1s and 3s.
Not so sure. I think
1s, 3s, 5s.
Yeah.
1s, 3s, and 5s.
I think it's better to be in, but it's not by much.
So, aren't you hitting and coming in?
Yeah, I would say come in because like double 2s, double 3s, double 1s, you don't need to see this. Yeah, you don't need to leave your anchor. Yeah.
Hello, Phil and Toby from Congo. Hi.
Yeah.
What's that funny language you're talking there?
Yeah, I bet it's German. Yeah.
Why can't everybody talk right? Making the 2 points reduces gammons by a lot. By a lot. And I would make the 2. I would.
Plus, there are no really great alternatives. It's not like there's a good alternative somewhere else.
Well, you can clean up the blot. I think
he still can do it. Still can do it.
I think you should clean up the blot too,
Yeah.
by the way. Just getting another checker back. Getting gammon loses the match.
Yeah, and just pile them all up. Pile them all up and hope your opponent. Oh, yeah, right?
Good.
And now let's hope that Jorgen doesn't roll an ace and gives us a little bit more excitement.
This is a pretty good roll anyway if you're not going to roll an ace.
This is true, yeah. Not second best to an ace because there were some 12s, like double 4, double 6, but 6-5 is very
Yeah.
good.
And if you read my book, you'll see that the 5 prime is almost as good as the 6 prime. It's an observation I came up with myself.
Nice. Nice. Jorgen has a really nice head.
Morton Howe posted that it was a small pass with XG++.
Yeah, I can imagine because of the gammon danger. Yeah.
Well, Toby and I would have passed,
Yeah.
but small pass, like Toby says, could roll out. And even if it rolls out, XG I don't think is totally fair. Even the slightest mistake on a cube can result in a big PR ding. And a slight mistake on a checker play doesn't. So it's over exaggerated. Yes, your equity loss for making a cube error is huge, but it's really not a big mental error to make a big cube error. A really great player could easily blunder a cube.
Yeah, and just to get it generally right, I mean, making a mistake according to XG doesn't mean you're rated to lose the game because of that, It
right.
just reduces some of the winning chances, yeah? It's only about giving you a little better or a little worse chances, yeah? But not like you made a mistake, you're rated to lose or you should lose, yeah?
By the way, we're not using an XG feed alongside here, and I prefer it that way. Otherwise, we're just going to be talking about what technically is right every single time, and you can do that later on. You can put this into XG and do your study that way. This is more interesting about how the players are thinking and playing, and how you're trying to win a game, not necessarily play for PR. The BMAB competition, Backgammon Masters, is all about trying to get your PR right, but a normal backgammon is not just about that.
Well said, Phil. Well said, Phil. So, Chris hopes for a 6 now. Hopes
Not
for a 6,
that
5,
6.
1.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not
That's
that
not
bad.
bad.
Yeah. At least it's a pointing number. He makes another point.
Jorgen would like a
Strengthen his
4.
board. Yeah, or a 3.
Well, he's going to make the ace point. That's great, because he knows Chris is going to crash if he doesn't roll a 6. If he rolls a 6, Chris has a game, actually.
So in the last sequence, I would say white was winning the last sequence. Now probably he's losing the sequence. The
I'm
next
going to hold
one
my
with
prime.
1-2.
I'm holding my prime. I'm playing 6 hoping for a crash.
I don't think I would do this because I like flexibility and I mean even 2-1 would crash also, double 2s would crash, yeah. Okay, 3-2 and double 3 is extra and 3-1, but no, 3-1 doesn't really, because 3-1 goes from the back with the back checker.
So you would have made
24.
the play he made.
I would make the same play because flexibility is key here. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. But there is not much of flexibility, and what's really needed is a 6 to stay in the game. And oops, there it is.
And the 1 is not to continue. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, keep the flexibility and move the dilly builder to another bed spot. It doesn't really change the picture.
Now what do you do? Just bring it in?
Sure.
Okay.
The alternative is like spreading blots and
leaving lots of shots.
Yeah, that's not the idea.
Double
yeah.
6 could change the game right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Change the whole game. 5-4 does not.
So you don't leave a direct shot. You want to have some field coverage, but you don't want to dump all your spares to the deep points. You want to start making a new point. I can live with this 5, and then I see only 17-13 as an option.
Giving him 8s instead of 10s?
Well, he's in a bad shape
Instead of
anyhow.
12s, I mean.
He's
Yeah.
he's in bad shape anyhow.
I
He
see.
has to keep flexibility. He has to keep.
Well, he didn't agree with you.
Okay.
But I like your
He
theory.
has yeah.
I like your theory.
He has also good points. Yeah, more board coverage, direct 6s.
And if he had
yeah.
made your play, he'd have a double shot now. I
No.
guess he might play it
He
differently.
would jumped over it,
Yeah.
and you would
Left-
only
left one, yeah. Okay, as it is, if he continues, that's threes, and they're not duped any, so I think 2 out is right. If he could continue and dupe something, like dupe twos or ones, I would do it, but I like this play.
I like it too.
6 something, could.
Yeah,
do
6
something.
or a 9.
That's a 6, that's a hit and a cover.
Wow, that's a really good roll.
Yeah, hit
Yeah.
and cover, sounds nice.
But whatever, nothing is worth if he doesn't roll 6s. I mean, he doesn't have to roll 2 6s, but at least 1 6.
He's
2
certainly
2
not-
would be better. He
yeah.
could make the 5 point, by the way. He could, instead of having the deep anchor, he could
Well,
have
Double one
the best
wouldn't be a
board
bad
point.
roll now either for this.
Absolutely.
Double 1, double 6.
Yeah. Good catch.
Double 1, double 6,
Double 1, double
2.
6 are the best rolls. Yeah. Everything with a
Ooh,
6 or a 1 is
6-1.
good. Oh, let's
Hit
think
and
about
out.
that.
Oh, what do you
He didn't-
do?
I
hit and
think
come
you
out.
must. I think you must go out. Yeah. I think you must
You
go
can make
out.
the 5 point, but then you praying you roll 6s fast enough.
Yeah.
This is a great
If I
play.
get the numbers right, to free 2 men on the end of a 5 prime takes about like 6 rolls. You don't have that time. Yeah. So bring 1 out now. Yeah. He doesn't have enough spares to play them in these 6 rolls. Yeah.
This could
And
be a
hit.
huge
Yeah.
turnaround right here. Huge turnaround.
Oh, and the 5. But
Yeah.
it's a 5-6. This is a
Yeah.
little bit tricky, this number.
It's very tricky.
Yeah. And he decides to hold his anchor.
Well, coming out just leaves so many shots.
It's true. It's way
So
too
many
much.
shots.
Yeah.
But
Way
right
too
now,
much.
Chris is right back in this game. This is a huge turnaround already. Is he thinking about the recube?
Oh, well, he has to think, because if he hits, it's too late and he's trailing in the match. But I don't think it is one. But you have to think about it. You have to look at the position. I mean, once he missed it, he can't think about it anymore.
Okay.
You don't want to miss it, You just don't want to miss it.
No, he
the
flunks.
action.
He flunks.
So this is like a heavy 4 point to me. Heavy 4. So from the 10 and from the 7 all to the 4. Strengthen his board.
Yep. Now, Jorgen is back in control. He's going to hit, if he can, 4-2. I think he has to hit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's so hard to bring this position home otherwise. Yeah.
He didn't think long
And
about it.
he can seal the deal and he can win a gammon and he can win the whole match if he gets missed.
And he could lose very big right here with a 2.
It's also true. And he can become a trailer by losing gammon.
Oh, 2 and a 6. That's the game. Now, the dance is,
Chris is completely back in the game.
yeah, I don't think
He's
he-
completely back in the game. He is holding a 2 cube.
yeah,
He has some gammons. Oh, what did you do here?
he didn't think about being too good, huh?
Yeah, I think he can use the cube later once Jorgen entered. Yeah, I think this was a little bit too early. I think he was just so happy and relieved
Yeah.
about the sequence. Yeah.
What Toby is saying is that there may be enough gammons there for him to play a little bit and
Yeah.
see how it goes before you just cash.
See, the holding the cube is an option. Yeah. And an option means always to think about it. It's just to hand it out, just to sell it the very first point is usually not a good advice.
Even if he was right to cube there, he was wrong to do it quickly. Because there
Exactly. It
has
was-
to be some possibility that it could have been too good.
Yeah. The reason why it could have been too good is the opponent is still on the bar against a powerful board, and when he enters, it might be still a double pass. Yeah. So why double now? Yeah. Maybe the opponent doesn't anchor, and you win gammons without a danger. Yeah.
Well, your adrenaline, after you turn that game around, you're such bad, horrible shape, and you
Yeah.
get lucky, your adrenaline just pushes you to double, which Chris is too good a player to be driven by adrenaline.
Everybody gets affected. Everybody gets affected. It's the playing affects emotions. This game is also about emotions. Yeah, and this is why it's so hard to play well. Yeah, even for good players in such a long tournament. Yeah, after seeing all these sequences, what they do to you, we are basically we are designed to observe. Yeah, and if you observe something which is against the odds, we believe that the odds are different.
Okay,
yeah,
but
yeah. We have to overcome this.
But in disagreement with what you're saying, we do see Mochi and Kazuki and all these players playing at 2 PR and 1 PR. They are able to overcome the emotions, the really, really top ones.
Is this right? You have seen some magnificent matches from Kazuki, but he hasn't played that many matches because you see, he was like he had like the right mindset. The matches he played,
Yeah.
but I think he was out like after round 4. So you can't compare it to a player who is now at round 8. You understand? There's a grind.
I
There's
hear you.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. And it's very well possible that he still plays the whole tournament around the 2, yeah. But we don't know because we don't see it, yeah. He didn't have that grind. Five, 3, hit and walk home. So it's a question about the pip count. I think he is down in the pip count. Hitting is good. So what about here? We are, by the way, we are now 5 away, 4 away. We are 5 away, 4 away. Making a, yeah, these are the 2 alternatives. Either it's hitting on the 16 and going to the 13, or it's a 3-point.
Again, this score, and Toby was right to point that out. I do that before the opening roll. Again, gammons are worth much more valuable for Jorgen than they are for Chris because a gammon wins you the match with a 2 cube.
Mm-hmm. And I heard that saying, it's not from me, it's like the 4-way score to the 5-way score is like the bigger brother, means like he can do some stuff which the others can't. Yeah. So because of the gammons, he can double sometimes a little bit earlier, and sometimes he can take a little bit more because of.
Oh, I got 2 big
He's
brothers, and now I understand. I understand why they kept acting the way they did.
Yeah.
Thought they could do so
You
much
were at the
more.
5-away score from
Yeah.
birth on.
My
From
whole
birth
life.
on,
My
you're
whole
on the
life.
5-away
Yeah,
score.
I've been 5 away my whole life. Got 2 older brothers. Maybe that's why I'm the way I am.
Yeah,
That may
I
explain
think
something.
sure siblings make you socially smart, and you're very smart.
I don't know about socially smart. Makes you competitive though when you got older brothers.
Yeah, right. Harder to get food, yeah.
That's right. You got to be quick if you want to eat.
I was in the same position. I know what you're talking.
Okay, this is not what we call a back game. It's a double holding game, and the semantics are important because it plays very differently. Back games you have to worry about timing. Double holding games, it's not about timing. It's about position and distribution, and you're going to get the shot early if you're going to get it, or it's too late.
And I thought that was a really beautiful move Chris did, by the way. Yeah, he strengthened his board and he went out, leaving an anchor.
And the 2 blots inside allowed him to do that.
Exactly, because he read this position like that. Yeah, the 2 blots is a significant hint to read this position. Yeah, slotting the 2 probably. It feels like this is a field Chris masters very well. Yeah, like everybody has positions they know better, and they have a harder time with it. And this is one of the positions Chris seemed to have studied.
Yeah, after the opening move I get confused. I'm pretty good on the openings. Do you hit and cover? That's a very dangerous board looking over there. I think you just don't hit at all. I think you make the 2-point and bring the ace.
You're certainly not hitting.
Cross.
No,
There you go.
No. Yeah.
That's my play.
Hitting is like suicide. Yeah. No matter if you're the bigger brother or the smaller one, hitting for red would be like suicide.
Ooh, I tempted to make the bar here. Yep, make the bar. I like this play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's advanced his double holding game.
Yeah. And now the time has come where he wants to prepare his board a little bit after exposing too many plots, so he put the 6 in. And
We were getting into timing situation here. Chris was running out of timing, and now
Yeah.
he's no longer going to stay back. He's winning the race, so he's going to race now.
yeah.
His game plan can change every roll, and
Oh, wow.
maybe he's not winning the race now, but it's a different game again.
Yeah.
Every roll you have to assess your overall
So
strategy.
his racing equity got lowered significantly, but his hitting equity get way better.
Yeah, he may have changed his whole strategy from a racing game to a hitting game.
So sometimes when I'm measuring this, I feel like a DJ on a pult with like many switches, you know, to see, you know, here hitting equity goes up and here racing equity goes up, and you have to compare and find the right solution for your cube action and for your checker plays. 5-1, technically very fine.
He's saving his 6s so he isn't forced to
Yeah.
leave the shot first.
Yeah. If it would be about an immediate hit, it would be also considerable to switch 2-1, but in this position, I think he played the best. Yeah. 4-1, not much to do about this.
Very tricky timing.
Don't want to switch.
That's it.
Lights
That's it.
off. Lights off by
yeah.
Jürgen. Yeah.
It's going to be
But
double,
I
double
can't
pass.
see. Right, I can't see how he gets more than 1 point for that.
Yeah, double pass.
Yeah.
Here we go. Boom, pass.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wasted that 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, and he only needed double 6 and double 5. So
Right.
easy.
Right. That's why he's a 3-time world champion.
Yeah. He cleared the both hardest to clear points and made 44 pips. Yeah.
Right.
With double
So you
6
look at
and
that and
double
say,
5.
boy, that guy was lucky. But he wasn't just lucky. He put himself into a position to where if he got lucky, it would work. And that's what life is all about. That's why
right.
this is such a great game to teach kids.
Very good saying, very good. The same concept which applies in backgammon applies in many other fields of life. Yeah. Yeah, I believe this is the right response. And 5 away, 3 away is one of the scores I don't know too much about.
I'll tell you one thing about this score that I do know. The leader's take point is lower than the trailer's take point at this score by about 2 or 3%. So Jorgen can take a little bit worse position, assuming no gammons.
Assuming no gammons,
Yeah,
right.
we're
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
take points are always assuming no gammons. You have to adjust them. That's why you have an adjusted take point for gammons. But in a race, Jorgen can take a little bit worse position because it hurts him less to lose 2 points than compared to 1. It's strange. I always thought, until I studied the take point chart that John O'Hagan and I put together right as soon as Extreme Gaming came out, we came up with the live cube take point chart because it wasn't shown anywhere. And it shocked me that I always thought the leader would drop faster and the trailer would take more. It's not always true at all.
Mhm.
That's why
Wait a
match
second,
play
is
so
this an
fascinating.
overlook by Jürgen? Did Jürgen not see that he can hit on the 21? Oh, Jürgen made a big boo-boo. He overlooked here.
Yeah, he
a
could
very
come in on the
crucial-
1 and hit with the 2?
Yeah,
Wow.
he doesn't like to see this when he looks at the analyzers. So you see, this can happen to anybody. Yeah, he could have entered with a 24 and hit 23 on 22. Yeah, instead he slotted and anchored where it's hardest to get off.
And I guarantee you that's a big blunder, not just a small blunder.
Yeah.
That's like a point.
Yeah, this is very
1-6.
vital, and you see, it's also you see also the physical demand of backgammon. Yeah, the fitness level you need. You know, the awareness. Yeah, it's very hard to stay focused for that many hours.
Yeah, if I was in the final 5 of a big tournament, I wouldn't waste my time doing commentary, and I'd be relaxing. So I wouldn't stretch my mind like you're doing right
Yeah.
now. And,
Yeah.
and Jürgen did it in the last match. But you don't have to play until tomorrow, though.
Jorgen started playing like me at 1 o'clock, and now it's almost 11. Sure, there were breaks,
Yeah.
but you can never fully recreate in such a break. You still carry the tension on to the next match, yeah, and everybody makes these mistakes, and of course you want to reduce them. You want to be always fit. This is one of the physical demands of the game, and everybody will notice this who plays a lot. It happens, yeah.
He could have made the 5 point there or hit. It's a good lesson that you almost always hit rather than do that, rather than make the point.
Yeah, this doesn't look like too good, but also it's not so tasty to take, yeah.
You mean even Jorgen's going to pass this one?
I think even Jorgen's going to pass this one.
6s and 4s hit. And not to mention
And sevens and double ones hit also. He doesn't want, he will not hit with a loose ace unless it's like 4-1, 6-1, 5-1. But
and who knows what the position would look like if Jorgen hadn't made that blunder.
Yeah.
It probably cost him the game. Could end up costing him the match.
It costed him. It costed him equity. It costed him winning chances.
Yes,
yeah, you can never blame. You can never blame a mistake to cost him the. Well, in some rare occasions, a mistake does cost the game. Yeah, but this can be maybe in a pair off or before a doubling position. But here it just costed him a lot of equity, and it was a pure overlook. It was not his.
Okay, now we have a score of 3 away, 4 away, and here's something that's very interesting about this score that I guarantee you most people don't know. The leader's recube take point is 40%. That's the highest you'll see in a 9-point match, I believe. So as a result, the leader has to be much more careful about giving the cube, because if it comes back in his face, he's going to have to pass a lot more than in other scores.
On the other hand, the leader really, this is one of the most tricky scores of all, because the leader really likes to get 2 points to get Crawford, and Crawford puts him in a significant lead because after Crawford, most of the times the trailer has to win like 3 games in a row, and this makes him like an 83% favorite.
Right.
So winning 2 points is very essential for the
But
for the
recube
leader.
big is huge, so the two
But
fight
recube-
each other.
Exactly, and this is again like a DJ pult. You see all these switches going down, and
Yeah.
you try to find the balance. You try to find what fits the position best here. Yeah.
So a position like a race, you would be much slower to double as the leader, but volatile positions where the recube vig isn't high, where he's only going to recube after he hits, like in a back game, you would double faster. Because there's positions where you don't have a lot of recube vig.
You give a strong insight here, by the way, Phil. You're telling, like in a race, the recube vig is out of the position types. It's the highest in a race or in a bear-off. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
because it's going to efficient recube.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
if you're
a
in
very-
a back game or holding game, if the only time you're going to be able to recube is after you hit a shot, at that point, your opponent has very low winning chances and the recube isn't that valuable, even though it wins you the game. And it's really critical at this score. This is why I love match play so much more than just heads-up money play. In
I
fact,
agree.
Heads-up money play bores me to tears unless it's a chouette. And then you got some action.
Or a real good customer. I know you. I know you. So 3-2 was also interesting. The threes were triplicated, yeah. And the first thing he thought about is winning the race, because everything else leaves a lot of shot for the opponent. I like the move, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it was a tricky play. Yeah,
Hit and split. You don't want 3 checkers on the ace point.
exactly.
Try and get them off of there as fast as you
Yeah.
can.
So essentially, in the early game, yeah, you're always looking for points. Points are good for so many things. Yeah. First of all, a point you made your opponent can't make it, yeah? Points are blocking your opponent, yeah? You can play safe to a point you made, yeah? Points are so essential, yeah?
Well, that's
So this
why
is-
your opponent's 5-point is called the golden point. You, not only have you made the point, he can't. It's exactly what you're saying. Okay, Jorgen is the leader here. He's the one that would like to get the 2 points by a lot and get to Crawford.
And also a very good way of getting these 2 points is an undoubled gammon. This position, he's a little bit away from that, but you always want to keep in mind, because when the position comes up, you're already prepared what you want to do, yeah? So you like undoubled gammons as a leader here, yeah?
That's 2 reasons not to double. You like an undoubled gammon, and you don't like to give your opponent the cube and have cube big.
So in gammonishing position, you know what to do. You better wait sometimes to roll it.
And let's talk about the other side. Chris is going to be a little bit faster to double because he's not going to see a recube in his face very often.
That's true. But also he knows that the 2 points are very essential for the opponent, yeah? So
Okay.
he's doubling really fast when he sees gammon, yeah? Like while Jorgen gets really conservative when he sees gammon, yeah? Chris gets very aggressive when he sees gammon, yeah?
Being 3 away means your gammons are not that efficient. You get 1 too many points for the gammon, and just winning 2 points gets you to Crawford. So the gammon value is actually much less for Jorgen than it is for Chris.
On a doubled
On a double game.
Yeah, on a double
Yeah,
game.
I always assume the double.
yeah. But it's still not bad, even if it's doubled. You don't mind to have 4 points, even if you need only 3. You know, it's not.
You mean you like winning the match?
You're not worried about winning too many points.
Oh, but it does affect how much you go for
Yeah,
gammons.
you're right. The efficiency is different. Yeah.
Okay, you got to do something about that stack.
You addressed the problem,
Yeah.
and now let's look for the execution.
And I'm not sure you don't even split. Go to the.
I
go
can
to
see
the
going to
20.
the 20, right?
yeah.
yeah. The massive overstack on the I don't want to get this guy out of sight. I don't like this too much.
Yeah, I would have gone to the 20.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't want that many blots. You didn't want to get double hit. That could be the reason. Double hit could be a disaster.
So Chris has let me look at the time they have left, because it's not so easy to see that from our angle. Chris has like 3 minutes left. Jorgen has like 1 minute,
Wow.
1 minute 15. Is this possible?
Well, I'm going to find out if I can see it.
Okay. So I will talk a little bit, lower my voice because the door is open. Yeah. Make sure nobody can hear us.
I don't want to bother the players.
Yeah, don't
I don't
bother
want to
them.
call attention to the clock by
Yeah,
looking at
no,
it.
I think it's 1 minute 35. Jorgen is down, and Chris has still 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
This is a big roll here.
yeah.
Very big roll. And a big flunk.
yeah.
Another big roll. 1s, 8s, and 7s. And 9s are a flunk. Oh, okay, make the ace point.
Yeah,
Not what
point,
he really wanted,
point
but
is
not
a
bad.
point. Point is a point. So he really did something for his board strengths. Before Chris had it like 9 dancing numbers. Now he has 16. Yeah. So it almost doubled up. 6-1. Yeah, this is a hit. Yeah. Very strong for Jorgen. And you see here now Jorgen is about to win a gammon. And look about his cube action. He knows that he needs a gammon. Yeah. He
hit.
doesn't want to double.
Give himself a 6 to cover.
Right. The undoubled gammon is what he wanted to score. Yeah. The undoubled gammon is what he wanted to
possible he
score.
heard you talking and he's taking your strategy?
This is common knowledge for good players. Yeah. This is common knowledge. I wish I knew more than Jorgen.
Down and
I
split.
doubt it.
Down with the 4 and split to the 20.
Yeah, I think now it's time to play big. It's not, I mean, this is not really big, but
Oh, he lifted.
I wouldn't do that. I think you need this point.
He's only got a 2-point board on the other side.
Jorgen is considering, but also he sees his time and he knows also when he has to think more about maintaining positions. Maybe he if he has a fourth man to bring around, maybe this is he's scared about his timing.
He decided
he wants
not
to
go
get
for
rid
the
of
gammon.
it. Yeah,
He decided not to go for the gammon anymore.
especially because he put the spare from the 5 to the 4.
Yeah. When he lifted, he said,
Yeah.
"I'm going to cube this guy out. I'm not
Exactly.
going for the
That
gammon."
was a hint. That was a hint about his intention.
All right, change the score. It's 2-away, 4-away, which is one of the most exciting scores in backgammon. And if you're losing, you almost like to be at this score because you turn
Yeah.
the cube quickly.
Yeah.
If there's any
Yeah.
gammon
Yeah.
risks, and you can't get gammoned, and your opponent has to be scared to death of getting gammon.
Yeah.
So Jorgen is trying to make an advanced anchor, and Chris is trying to play very aggressive. He's playing gammon go.
So when Chris has any additional inner board point and Jorgen is split, he already has a double. This is what this score means. Oh, and this is the strongest roll Jorgen could do in this
My
position.
reference position is if I open with a 5-3, if I'm trailing, I open with a 5-3 and he splits, it's a double. So all you have to do is make your 3-point and have him split and you've got a double. But now, like you said, because of that anchor on the 20, Chris's gammons are very small, and he's going to just have to play this out to the end. You don't want to double and let your guy without gammon risk win the match if he wins, and you only get to 50%. So that was a very big roll for Jorgen to make the 20-point. And he ain't gonna give it up easily. He's gonna have a good reason before he gives up the 20-point.
Yeah. That's his biggest asset in the game now. He made a couple of points, but the biggest asset is for sure the high anchor. Yeah. Unlike in other positions, you really like to hold it a little bit longer. Yeah. You basically only one run off when you roll a big set.
Or you come out and hit.
Yeah, and your board is already very strong. Sometimes you don't hit from the anchor in this score when your board is not really prepared.
Again, you play this score very differently than almost any other score. Another reason why match play is so interesting.
Yeah, you're basically tiptoeing here as a leader. Jesper has good eyes. He's telling us what the clock looks like. Yeah, it's in the chat. It's 1:35 for Jorgen and 3:35 for Chris.
There's hardly a match that I've done today where there wasn't somebody in time trouble. It's really interesting. I haven't seen it as much. Something in the water in Cyprus, I think. I know what it is. It's unlimited food and drink.
Oh, look,
So
and
tell-
here it comes.
That's it.
This is
There it
exactly the
is.
number he wants
Right.
to run off the anchor. Yeah.
But you still don't double too quickly here. Your opponent's take point, Chris's take point is 18.5, and he's going to immediately redouble if he gets the cube. So it's very, very hard for Jorgen to double until he gets down to where his opponent is only winning around 17, 18%. So you've got to have, in this position, Chris wins in the 20s, in the 25 percentiles, and maybe even higher now. Those strip points, he's probably 30%. So it's not even close to a double, even though he's well ahead in the game.
Do you know any position, any quick reference where you have exactly 18.5%?
Well, it would have to be a race. I can use the Keith count and tell you that exactly.
Yeah, there's an easy payoff position like
I know,
all
yeah.
checkers out,
6
one on the
versus
6. You're right, yeah.
6 versus
Yeah.
6, it's 18.5,
Yeah.
that's right.
And it's always good to give it to have a picture, you know. When you hear like 18%, have a picture of it to
How
know
many
what
times
it
have you
is.
seen that position in your life?
I've seen it thousands of times because I teach this position. But over the board, it never occurred to me.
And by the
Yeah,
way, Toby
yeah.
is a great teacher. He's part of the Backgammon Learning Center, www.backgammonlearningcenter.com, and he teaches in German and English and a couple of languages I don't understand.
No, that's flattering, but actually only German and English.
I teach in about 6 languages, but
But you don't understand them either, right?
nobody understands them.
Nobody understands.
Okay, let's see what's happening here. This is a little tight position. This is what I call tight. Somebody's going to leave a shot, and whoever leaves it and gets hit is going to be the loser. Do you leave a checker outside here, Toby, and break completely, or do you bring it in and clear it and take a checker off the 6? This is my play.
This is my play
Yeah,
too.
this
This
is
is
my
my play too. Yeah. Just the board is too strong. Yeah.
You're losing the race, so he doesn't advance.
Yeah.
If he was winning the race, he would move those 2 back checkers up. Oh, I'm not sure that's the right. Well, he'd have to break his board. That's another side of it.
10 pips up.
I might have put a checker on the 5 point and then go into the ace so that I could play a 4 without breaking.
But you don't want to have blots somewhere in
There was
case
no
it
blot.
comes to
There-
hitting.
there
Okay.
wouldn't have been a blot.
I didn't picture the position.
I just have my spare on the 5 point.
Yeah.
What do you do here? I don't like racing. I'm down in the race.
You're down in the race, but you shouldn't break your board either.
I think you have to break the board here.
No, you're
No?
losing too much. You're losing hitting equity and you're losing racing equity. You can't do that. So the 5 was clear, yeah. It was 15-10, but the question is what for? Yeah.
It's the racing equity that I
If you're waiting for like, I mean, whenever he has like a 3 without a 1, has no 3 but a 1 or 2, he has to stay back and loses in the race, and sometimes they are direct shots. But this is not an easy call for me. I have to think about it longer. And when in doubt, figure out is the best. But it's also a matter of time. If you don't have the time, you have to make a decision.
Well, when in doubt, figure out sounds cool, but
Yeah.
I like Mary Hickey's theory. When in doubt, make the right play.
Yeah.
I think she says it well.
Yeah. She also wrote a great book, by the way. I like Mary
yeah,
Hickey's book.
yeah, with Marty Storer.
Yeah.
What's your game plan?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the take point for Jorgen is 19.8. So you know he can take a little bit lower in a race than a normal racing game where it's usually 22%. But it's important to know these take points.
Yeah, but not as low as his opponent.
Right, his opponent's 18.5. It's 1% difference.
But
that matters.
We are getting there. We are getting there.
We're getting right there.
yeah.
And there are ways to measure
Yeah.
this within 1 or 2% using EPC, Thorpe, Matusak, Ward, and
So he
Trice and
is-
Eyesight.
tries an eyesight, right? I basically use
Right.
eyesight. So it's 2 pips better. Two checkers more off. White has 2 checkers more off. Is on roll, and 1 down. 6 pips better. 6 pips
Is it
better.
6
2 checkers more.
I think it's a clear pass then.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's a clear
Yeah,
pass. I don't think we have
even though
19.8.
he has a low take point, he doesn't have enough.
It's not that low. 19.8 is not that low. He took it.
Yeah.
He took it. Okay. The reward is big. You win the match.
Yeah.
But there's no cube vig. There's no power in holding this cube.
No, but still it is a low take point, and I'm pretty sure he can calculate this.
It's not a good miss for.
Oh, wow.
Oh, big roll. I think I would have passed that cube.
But he's
Can't
still,
wait to see it.
Chris is a favorite. 7 against 7.
He's a favorite after double fives?
Yeah, he's a favorite after double fives. So this says something about his cube, yeah. Take the back checker out, played the 2 first and then the 5. Chris knows this, yeah. Some players don't know this trick.
So maybe it was a pass if you're going to roll.
It must have been a pass.
I thought it was a pass.
Double 5.
Double five's a hell of a great roll,
Yeah.
and he's still losing.
If you don't win with double 5s, why you would take it, you know? What you're expecting better.
Jorgen must have seen something we didn't.
Yeah, maybe he got tired. It's a physical demand. It's a physical demand. It's
He
not
did
so
make a
easy.
huge blunder a game ago. You're right.
He made an overlook. It's not like he made a blunder intentionally or he didn't
Yeah.
understand the position. It's just he overlooked it.
Okay, he can roll
Yeah.
double ones or higher.
Yeah. Otherwise, we have a DMP game here.
Right. Okay,
DMP.
By the way, I've been lobbying for changing the rules. At two-away, I think it should be Crawford for the rest of the match. It's be much more interesting game. Now, I agree that matches would go longer as a result, and that's why people don't like doing that. But think about playing this match out. Right now, they're going to double on the first roll, and it's over. But think about if you didn't have the cube from now on.
Actually,
Much more interesting game.
Actually, I've seen this with the Japanese a lot, and I try to copy it. I'm not I understand, of course, the technique and the theory behind the immediate double, yeah. But I actually tend still to wait. I mean, the opponent has a 33 point something take point, yeah. And there are not so many market losers right away. So I know
You play the game a
if
little
if your opponent is not doubling right away, I think you should wait also a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, to spice it up. You will see some interesting things here from time to time. And suddenly, Chris is the very first time favorite in the match. Yeah.
Take point, by the way, is 32%. And there is a downside to playing the game you're talking about. You could lose your market. You should always double if there's even a single roll that could lose your market. Like double six or a double hit in a dance. I'm surprised that Chris hasn't doubled. Because you're not going to fool Jorgen. Of course, I think you fooled him on the last one. Noctogammon said it was a pass last time. It sure looked like a pass. 6 pips and 2 checkers seems like a hell of a lot of a lead.
Yeah, actually, what I don't understand that he hasn't doubled after double four. Double four,
Yeah.
I agree. You know.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
lose your market now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have doubled before double four, but definitely after. Yeah.
Why
And
is
now
he
what
not doubling?
I tell you what, he forgot about it.
Well, he did the same thing yesterday in his match when it was when his opponent did not have a free drop. You know, he kept waiting. That's a good game to play then, but we all thought he played it way too long. I think he's playing this one way too long too. You could lose your market here. Then you'd be very sorry you didn't double.
Yeah, and you're also sorry when your opponent rolls double five.
That's right. That's right.
and you haven't doubled. But now there are some gammons. Now he rolls double five. Now for certainly, it's very wrong to double for Chris now. Certainly he has to play on for the gammon.
But it also proved that he was wrong not to have doubled sooner.
Yeah, yeah.
Why-
After double four was just
Just
a
winning the
perfect
game wins the match. Now he has to win a gammon to win the match.
first roll double four, and then he should have doubled in this position.
I
Yeah.
guarantee it was blunder not to double. Somewhere. You rarely ever see this happen with top players.
So interesting. It is too good, but he's not winning many gammons. winning many gammons. Yeah.
The end result is probably he's going to win 1 point, and had he doubled earlier, he would win the match. When he wins 1 point, he's 68%, and if he had doubled, he would be 100%.
Maybe he has a strategy about Jorgen's clock time. Maybe he thinks
Oh.
about that, that he wants to have more of play.
Okay.
I would never think, Jorgen could lose like that,
I asked Jorgen that question
Yeah.
a couple hours ago. Have you ever clocked out? He said no.
Yeah.
And he certainly played a lot of matches.
I mean,
He has never clocked out. Never.
Jorgen is not only a fantastic backgammon player, he understands the concept of winning. Yeah. And one of the major concepts of winning is don't lose by the clock. Yeah, yeah.
Well, his profession is sports betting.
Yeah.
When you do that, you know about how to handle equity and winning.
Exactly.
His whole life is about winning.
I see zero chance for Jorgen losing by the clock, but maybe Chris has another idea of it. Maybe he gets interpretates
You're
the picture
too nice a
wrong.
guy. I think he screwed up. How about that? You're being too nice. I am convinced, and I'll bet you he screwed up. He's not doubling this position. You can't give me any justification for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. bad boy. And he'll admit it. Maybe.
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 Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, certainly he was not aware how fast this development was going. Yeah, I mean,
You're
how
right. You
strong
may
the
be right. I
position-
think he was playing the game and then he forgot.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He got wrapped up in what was going on with the position.
Hmm.
This is wrong, by the way. You break the 7-point here. I know this position. You break the 7-point and only 6-1 leaves a shot, and you bring your checkers in faster.
Hmm.
That was the wrong play, clearing the 8.
Especially when you want
That's
to
the
win the
truth.
gammon.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing
Yeah.
for the gammon.
That's a
yeah.
position I teach in my bear off.
But now don't take a check off. Oh, no, you have to because it's
Keep it
even
even.
numbers.
Keep
yeah,
it even.
Yeah. If it would be odd, for sure it would be
yeah,
6
but how
to
do you
5.
play a 4? I still think he was right to do that.
Yeah. Right, playing the 4. Thanks, Phil. Good spot. And out.
Now you take it off.
And out. And out.
Take it off.
For
Why?
what reason it should be wrong? For what
I
reason it
have
should
no
be
idea.
wrong?
I have no idea. Okay.
So this could also be. I can tell you how these mistakes could occur. Like two away. A lot of people think it is DMP, but it is not until you have turned the cue.
Right, right.
But sometimes in your mind setting, and it's been a long day, and it's been a long tournament. Yeah, I mean he's playing for 4 days. Yeah, and for 10 hours today. So maybe he thought it's already DMP, and he was just forgetting it that way also. Yeah.
You're just too nice a guy. I'm sorry. He screwed up. You're giving him all kinds of excuses.
Okay.
But he screwed up. Just like you didn't give Jorgen an excuse. Oh, he said he was tired when he made his blunder.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. You've come out here? Okay. No,
I
those
think,
tips.
first of all, he saves a lot of gammons.
Yeah.
And second of all, a blot is as good as a point in this position because there's a blot behind him. Yeah.
Sure good thing he came out now after
Yeah.
those doubles. He
Sure
didn't want to
good,
waste
yeah,
any
yeah.
pips.
And suddenly it seems like Chris was right all the time. Oh,
Yeah?
this is a double shot.
Double shot. Wouldn't it be funny if Jorgen won this game?
Especially when you're Jürgen, it would be fun.
I think it would be funny.
Yeah.
It might be justice.
There's nothing like justice.
What a roll! What a situation! If he hits the second, if he hits 2 checkers, he would have a double.
Oh, what a cruel miss.
Very
These
cruel.
are the swings. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
now he can still get gammon. Oh no!
And it was
Oh
a good
my
idea actually
God.
to stay back because a couple of things leave shots or cost him
And he
positional
did-
wise.
and he didn't waste many pips.
Yeah.
He wasted 1 pip.
right.
Now you have to
I
run.
think he wasted a little bit more, but
Doesn't he have to run? Well, let's see. If he doesn't roll a 1, there's a shot. Or 1 or doubles.
yes.
He's gonna stay. Oh my goodness!
His best way to save the game is the gammon is a shot.
Okay.
Here it is, but now he better hits.
Here's the match. Here is the match.
Oh, this also saves him, probably. Yeah.
Oh,
5 gin numbers. and none of them. And it's saved, and now it's 2 away, 1 away Crawford.
Oh, this is classic gammon, go gammon, save.
Yeah.
And by that we mean that Chris's strategy is to win the game.
And can you see they have a conversation? And I thought Chris was sure the game is over. I think he didn't
He
realize.
thought he doubled?
Yeah. No, he
thought
just
the
thought
match
it's
is over?
DMP. It's not that he thought it's doubled. He thought it was DMP. I think this was his thinking.
Oh.
Can you see they had a brief chat?
Uh-huh. Oh. So he...
It looked like Chris was ready for shake hands, but
Wow. So you're right, he just forgot. He just misread the
he
score.
just forgot because for the most people, we said it's DMP now, and it is somehow when the people double. But when the people don't double, it's not.
I have rarely seen what I just saw by two good players. I've seen it from beginners. Chris is going to kick himself tomorrow if he loses this match.
Is the physical part of backgammon, you
Yeah.
know? This is the physical
Part
part
of the
of
game.
backgammon.
This is why XG isn't always right about when humans play humans. The reason XG doubles on the first roll, even if it's losing at 2 away, is it assumes your opponent's going to double next roll anyway, and it didn't merit.
Exactly, and when
that
your
doesn't
opponent
happen.
doesn't,
Yeah. XG is wrong about humans. It's right about computers. Okay, we're at gammon, go gammon, save. By that I mean that Jorgen, if he can go for the gammon and win a gammon, he wins the match. And he doesn't care if he loses a gammon. On the other hand, Chris has to make sure he doesn't lose a gammon because that's the only way he can lose this match. Except for Toby, who thinks about backgammons.
Well, not at that score. Not at that score. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
I was being facetious.
Interesting was like with the 5-1 also there was a gammon go play, yeah, but there were many pointing numbers and then he's about to lose the initiative, yeah. So that's also
So while you're going for the gammon, don't forget about trying to win.
exactly. This is what I'm saying, and
You
this
can't
is
throw away
important.
your wins.
Right? Yeah. It's not like you want to spread blots all the way, yeah.
In so many ways, I think backgammon might be harder than marriage.
No, I
I'm
think
starting to-
relationship is the hardest task.
I
in
don't
life,
know,
yeah.
this might be harder.
It's way easier to end a game.
It's true.
Yeah. And it's way easier to win a game.
Maybe there is no winning in marriage. It's not about winning and losing, that's what it's about.
I think there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, on to another subject.
Absolutely. Let's talk about backgammon again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And only about backgammon.
You've got to like Chris's position because he's got one checker back and Jorgen's got 3. Oh, that's a good roll, though. That's a very good roll. If Chris rolls a 1, he would be very happy here.
He is happy to make the 5 point. He's not. He doesn't need the force checker back from Jürgen.
Yeah.
He's the gammon doesn't matter, as you stated.
He's not happy with this roll.
6-4. Right. 6-4 was a pretty shitty roll. Yeah.
What's your language?
4-3 is a hit.
Oh, that's a
And this
big
is-
hit.
Yeah, this is a big hit because he's bringing the
As I
second man
was saying,
back, and this is increasing his gammon
Oh,
chances by a
wow.
lot, and we see a dance. This is a point, of course, increasing the gammon chances. This is all what you care about. Clearly right.
Wow,
One
this
is not why.
swing.
Yeah, it's not like he wanted to come in like that.
And a few seconds ago, I was talking about how Chris had a real advantage in this game, and look what happened.
Yeah.
Look what happened. This
From
is
hero to
backgammon.
zero, huh?
Hero to 0.
From hero to zero.
Wow. Now, there are gammons for the match. I wonder how emotionally upset Chris might feel about
I
missing
feel
that cue
I
last
thought
time.
that was a little bit too safe. I mean, there's still a plan to make the 4 point,
Uh-huh.
but he might have been right. He might have gotten hit otherwise. 4-3. Have to hit and have to
continue.
think about the 3, but he's short on time. It's only 14 seconds left. Yeah. So you can't overthink your position. You basically must preset your mind what you want to do and see if the roll allows you to do it what you wanted. Yeah. That's exactly the right procedure. 4-2, getting out.
This is a very good roll, making the 5 point.
A very good roll with something which anchors on the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, this is like from the, yeah. Wow.
Ooh.
This is a very good roll.
There's still counterplay here, but not with a 5-2.
The counterplay just
It
vanished.
just vanished, right?
Yeah.
He had a shot
Yeah.
to counter prime but get a crash.
And this is quite some gammons. I would say that like right now it looks like 40% gammons to me.
Well, I have a reference position. If all the checkers are in, and he's got 3 checkers on the ace, that's 35% gammon. So I think your number's very good, because you might get another checker back, and there's checkers in the outfield.
Right, and the position
So in
might
the-
crunch more and
We're in that range of 30 to 40% gammons. I don't think hitting helped that much there, but he didn't have a lot of
it's
choices.
the safest play, I think.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of choices.
It's the safest play.
When he crunches his board, the gammons go up a little bit, because now Jorgen can bear off more aggressively.
Good move, Chris. Chris still has a little bit time left, but also not so much. Only down to 30 seconds. Oh, we see some speed here. And if Chris can save the game, we see another game with
Ooh.
both sides only seconds
This
on the
shot
clock.
is big right now, though. This shot is very big.
Huge.
Adds gammons.
Oh, and he gets
You
it.
got it. Now gammons go up. If 4 checkers on the ace, it's 50% gammons.
The good thing, Chris might maintain his board strength by dancing. So dancing is actually the best he can do. Yeah.
Tell you that checker adds another 15% gammons to the position. That's big. That's the match equity for Jorgen went way up.
Yes. On the other hand, he can. Probably wins more games getting hit because he
Yeah.
keeps his board.
I don't think he wins 15% more games, though. Now it's crashing. This is 50% gammons. Half the time, Jorgen's going to win a gammon.
Oh, this was Jürgen's worst roll.
Except for one thing. He's got to roll a 6 to make it so bad. There he goes.
What an exciting match. Oh, and it again! But now it's less crucial because he already had to give up a point. Oh, and it's even worse. This is very painful. This is, I tell you about emotions, when you're on the white side and you have to make such a move, it physically hurts you.
He's going to have nightmares about the previous game not doubling. I
Yeah.
promise you that.
Yeah,
That's the nightmare that he's going to have.
absolutely.
And I can't believe anybody would make that dumb a mistake except for somebody like me who's done something. Oh, look at this. Double sixes. We've all done it, is what I'm saying.
right,
It
yeah.
sounds like I'm being hard on Chris, but
Yeah.
I was being hard on him because I thought he was playing the game. It wasn't that. He just blew
You
it.
thought he
I
intentionally
thought he was intentionally doing it.
tricked.
And now I forgive him because it was a mistake. We all make them.
He thought he did something I would do.
Yeah.
This is why you criticize him
Right.
so hard.
Right. Don't be like Toby. Still a lot of gammons here. A lot of gammons, and it's the match. Great roll for Chris.
Yeah. Look at this, and 3-2. You can't leave a double shot.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of repeaters, even if he doesn't hit.
He needs to hit. He needs to hit because it's so hard to save the gammon otherwise. He needs to buy himself time by the hit. Yeah.
I like this play.
Yeah.
4s leave more shots. There's a 4. I mentioned a 4,
yeah.
didn't I? Oh,
Yeah, you mentioned a 4. But it must be a 5-4 or a 6-4.
Ah, that's right.
Not a 3-4.
Okay. Big roll here. Very, very important roll.
It is a big roll. And it's- he
4s.
fanned.
4s. Did I say something about 4s, by the way?
He danced in the barrel.
Do you come off the ace here? I think you do.
I would also.
I think you do.
But the aces, there's a big swing on aces. There's a big swing, but I would make the point. Because
Yeah.
he can only win by contact. He can only win by
ooh.
contact.
This is forced.
Yeah.
That's forced.
And if you want to win by contact, you need this extra point. Yeah. But they are down so much with the clock time, so can't be too hard. Yeah, and now make the point. Yeah. Don't let the clock run out. Don't let the clock run out. Doesn't make the point. Because he doesn't want to waste. I see. Man, this is exciting. This is an exciting match.
Oh, yes.
To make all the points and hope for an ace. Coup classique.
Oh,
There
he
it
made
is.
the ace.
Oh, no.
He rolled the ace. Oh, my God.
20 shots for Chris
wow.
to save the gammon.
And he hits. No,
Oh.
he cracked. How can you make it more exciting than this?
Only in America that counts.
Oh.
One, and he can't wait. He want to take both, but he can't wait.
Did he hit the
He
right
has to
one?
go, yeah.
Did it matter which one you hit? I don't know.
I think he hit the right one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's worth it's very little difference. He can still get gammoned here, but the odds just went way down.
The only target, and he
there
saved it.
Saved
Fantastic.
the gammon. Oh my God. Jorgen was
Yeah.
probably in the 90% gammon or more
Yeah.
area, and now
Wow. What swings.
yeah. Well, a swing would be if Chris won this game. You're laughing.
So first of all, he takes the ace off.
Right.
Just don't
be
miss
gammon.
that. You
That's
know, you
right.
don't want to reduce shots.
4-2 hits.
Yeah.
Now he can hit the second checker and win the
He
game.
has to hit. He has to hit.
He can't get gammon
Oh.
anymore. He does hit. He might win the game.
Oh my God! Very, very unlikely,
Yeah,
but
with that
possible.
board.
But possible.
Possible.
Yeah.
But with the time on the clock, they get to play super speed gammon too. This is great. Oh, is this fun? I love backgammon. Wow.
Yeah.
What are the
especially-
games like this?
Especially as a watcher, this is a fun.
Oh.
You know, you're sweating like hell when you're the player in this game. Yeah. Oh my God. But I mean, the biggest task was done by Chris. He saved the gammon. So we see another game, and we see another game where both people are really low on time. 11 seconds for Jorgen, and I think 16 for Chris. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if they have like a position, like a containment or a back game or whatever, yeah.
It's interesting. 2-1 does nothing.
Needling numbers, huh? Needling numbers.
I like that saying. They're getting needled. 6 hits.
I don't think so. Short on time. He knows that by heart.
All right, they're both stopping. Oh my God. Take a break, guys.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah. Take a break. Breathe.
Give the audience a
Please
break.
Take a break.
I need to rest here. That was exciting as hell.
I think they want to get rid of it.
Oh,
do they
my
take a break?
God.
What do you think? No, I think they want to get rid of it. They're setting up the position.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd take a nap.
They
not
wanna
a break.
finish it.
I would take a nap.
Yeah.
That was exhausting to watch.
So we will see speed gammon now by two exhausted, excellent players.
By the way,
Yeah.
I've been playing super speed gammon with David Wells the last 3 weeks. We start the clock we have 30 minutes in the bank, 7-second delay, 5-point match. And
Crazy.
I'm telling you, it's good practice. If I got into these positions, I wouldn't be that frazzled because I've gotten in the habit of doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's good It's a fun game, but it's good practice. And neither one of us have ever clocked out. But we played lousy.
So now they're having a conversation. And this is maybe time for a settlement, you
That's
know.
a hedge,
This is time for a
Yeah,
settlement.
a DMP in a big money round like this, you might say, okay, I'll take 25% of whatever you make.
Yeah, the scene is small, and we all are a little bit like a family. Like these players know each other, so maybe they're not like brothers, but maybe like uncles, you know. And they decided that maybe the next player is not that strong, or they are a solid favorite and they had just a little bit of a percentage. But now back to the game, they are playing and they are playing fast. It's an advantage for Chris. And he's on roll again, while Jorgen is still on the bar, 3-4. He has to have an idea what he plays. I would hit, because he's leaving a tons of shots anyhow, and he has this overstack on the 6. Jorgen dances again. How painful is this?
3-2 does
How
very
painful
little.
is it? Does make the 8 point,
Yeah.
which is a very good point. Reduces the shot
Double
significantly.
3 is an excellent roll.
Fantastic. Making the
Puts him
5
in the
point.
game.
Yeah.
Speed
Nothing
gammon.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Still having his 11 seconds. You can use your delay time. It's not like you have no delay time, you know. Jorgen is handling it very, very well. 6-1, anchor.
Do you come out or down? No, come in.
I like to start a new point. I'm
Yeah.
with Jorgen here. Yeah.
And he stayed back because he's losing the race and he needs to get a shot.
Yeah. And the anchor is not to avoid gammons, it's just to win more games,
To keep
to have
getting
more
blitzed.
defense. Right.
Keep
Yeah.
getting blitzed or primed.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's not that horrible. It's not a great shake, but it makes points.
Okay.
It makes points. What are we seeing now? 6-2. This is a shot number.
So you make the bar.
This is a shot number, and he
Make
has
the
to
bar
decide quick. Yeah.
Make the bar quickly.
Exactly. 2 blots in red's board. This is the
Still
best
like
move.
a 6. Nope.
And the 8 would also hit, but not the 3-5. The 3-5 is blocked. Yeah.
Move quickly.
Yeah, I would have made the ace point actually. He lost 1 second, basically didn't change anything.
Ooh, this is a big roll.
Yeah.
Making the ace point is huge. Chris becomes a pretty big
And how
favorite
much
now.
happier Jorgen would have been if he has a 4-point board instead of 3-point board now, if in case he rolls like 3-1 or 5-1. Yeah. He makes a board, of course.
Hit the clock. Don't forget the clock.
No, he didn't lose any time.
4-3 brings him in.
Yeah, and this is
Jump with a 6 or a 2.
how often you think white leaves a shot in this position.
43.5%.
Very accurate. No, there's a high probability that white leaves a shot in this position.
Yeah, but unless Jorgen gets out real quick with a 6 or a 2, his
Now it's
board
close
might not
board.
be so good.
Closed board.
Yeah, there's a lot of shots right
If
here.
he gets out, that was a fantastic roll.
great
Oh, this
roll.
is a great roll.
Great roll.
Talking about great rolls.
This that could be the game winner,
Yeah.
the match winner.
So 4 numbers leave a shot right now on the white side. 6-5, double 6, and double 5. This is not a shot leaving number, so please don't leave it.
I really feel for Jorgen. He got to the Coup Classique.
You don't know what's happening in this game. Yeah. And he
yeah.
was leading. He had such a big lead.
He had it.
He had such a big
He had
lead.
this match won 3 times, and he's such a nice.
But I don't think
Yeah.
this is the end yet. I mean, look
Oh,
at
look!
this. This is 6-3.
Oh my God! This is it. This is it. A 3.
Whoa, look how he's shaking. He
Oh.
invests. He really invests time, but
I
it.
missed it.
Yeah.
He missed it. Wow.
6-5 would leave another shot.
How can-
Double 3 does leave another shot.
It's going to happen. I've never
Double
seen.
3 leaves a double shot.
There's been so much drama in this
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, right,
Oh my
yeah.
God. There's still.
Again, 4 numbers, which 6-2 and 5-2.
6-2,
4 numbers.
5-2.
Yeah.
2-1
2-1.
delays the action.
Yeah. It just feels like this is not the end. It just feels like this
The
is
way
one
this,
of
the
those
way
matches,
this match is
right?
going,
Yeah.
Here comes a 6-2 or a 5-2.
It feels like here's a
No.
script, but many more blotting numbers right now.
But if
yeah.
he doesn't roll a 6 and have to go, he crash the board. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, this is very bad.
Even if he gets the shot, he may not win after crashing.
8
But-
numbers leave a shot. Is this right?
Just clear the back 2 numbers. Let's go and hit the clock. Okay, hit the clock.
Combination out of 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Okay, here's the shot.
Here is
One more time.
without a double. Oh no! Oh, this
Ball
is a
game,
game.
ball game.
This is a game. Yeah.
Toby,
What an exciting match.
Toby, I'm so happy you joined me. This was so much fun.
We had a lot of
It
fun.
was a
Thank
lot
you,
of
Phil.
fun. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining
Thank you.
me.
What a,
I want to see. I hope you can't join me in the future because you'll be too busy winning the
I hope so
tournament.
too. I hope
Because
so
I'm your
too.
roommate and you're going to buy me dinner.
Yeah.
But dinner's free here, so what am I going to get? And I want to remind you all that we start tomorrow at 1300, and we'll probably see Toby. And there'll be 4 of them left. Toby
Yeah.
will be
Chris
one of
is
the
one
4.
of them. Chris is
Chris
one of them. too.
You're one of them. We don't know who the other 2 are.
Yeah.
And then we'll get down to the finals on Sunday, and we'll be streaming other matches and other types of games as well. So join us, hit the like button.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for watching.
Thank you, Mate, for all the work you do and getting the stream together. Thank you, Arda, for bringing us here, for hiring me and Mate to do the streaming and the commentary. And thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. This is a lot of drama in this match. I'm gonna go to sleep real soon.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Tennis in the morning, and I'll see you tomorrow.